What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. We don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so welcome back to another episode. As always, in case you don't know, in fact, more so than ever recently, on YouTube, 65% of people watching this clip right now aren't subscribed. In fact, there's been a whole bunch of issues, so make sure if you think you subscribe to the channel, you double check just to make sure, because YouTube been bugging out lately. But it would help a lot if you're not subscribed to definitely hit that button and hit the bell to get all notifications, so that way you're notified whenever we drop a new episode of FORNEVERNEWS, usually Monday through Friday, and then on the weekend you get some other really cool anime manga related content as well. So yeah, just wanted to throw that in there. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I want to talk some anime and manga stories. Let's go. And first story on the docket, it's something of a similar tune we've heard from quite a number of voice actors, but this time it's something a little bit more closer to the realm of what we're into, because a major mangaka, a major manga author slash artist, recently has been diagnosed with COVID and had to even take a week off of the manga, when they're actually a fairly more new serialization with the one that they're doing right now. Like, yeah, they're very notable for previous work, but with this one, it's a more fresh story. So to take a week off, it's kind of like unheard of when you're early on in your serialization. However, this had to happen because, according to this, it says regarding Yuji Kaku that Hell's Paradise Yuji Kaku reveals COVID-19 recovery break next week for Ayashimo manga. So when they reported this, they were already in recovery, thankfully, because that was, scary stuff. Manga creator Yuji Kaku revealed on Twitter on Monday that he was recently diagnosed with the new disease. Kaku said his recuperation period is already over and he has already completely recovered. He added, however, that while he was recovering, he was unable to continue working, so he had to completely stop writing his latest work, Ayashimon. He was unable to continue working, and so there will be no chapter of his Ayashimon manga, the 12th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump, February 21st, which just passed. So in case you're wondering as well, where's my chapter of Ayashimon? Where's, Yuji Kaku? What you doing? Yeah, he was sick and actually had to take the time to recover, which means that it wasn't the greatest, run. It wasn't an easy run with mild symptoms. It was enough to say, oh no, where usually mangaka are eager, especially newbies, new serialized mangaka, whatnot. They're usually on it really bad to get it done. So when they gotta sit down, it's a serious situation. Kaku added he was surprised he was infected, as because his occupation, he does not meet with much people, nor does he go outside during normal busy periods in the morning and evenings, but he added that he was lucky that his illness was minor, well, minor enough to, recover and whatnot. And yeah, so for starters, for people that were wondering, yo, what happened? Where's Ayashimon? What's going on, Yuji Kaku? He was out sick, he had the virus, and he even had to take a week off. But thankfully, he's already recovered, he's already good to go, so we know he's out of that neck of the woods, and it was only a week of, a break. So not too bad, I ain't gonna lie, I can't really complain on that aspect. Glad he's well. And yeah, for Ayashimon fans, even though it's looking a little bit scary, we'll see what those rankings or what the TOC shows next week, because yeah, being dead last week was scary. Then we're going on a break. I don't know, I gotta keep on saying it for the authors of Jump Plus. Coming to Shonen Jump is a risk and a gamble. Somebody like Tatsuki Fujimoto, he's a wild man, so he was brave enough to say, let's try Jump. It don't work, whatever. But he tried it, and Chainsaw Man became huge. Yuji Kaku, I don't know. I love Ayashimon, but is it going to become the next big thing, or is it already on Death's Door? Because yeah, they putting it in the back of the magazine. Either way, we'll see. And once again, shout outs to Yuji Kaku. Can't wait for the return. Next up, another bummer. We was just talking about a break that was taken from a big manga. Well, another manga is taking a small, 1 week, but nevertheless small hiatus. And that manga is very notable around these parts. If you're subscribed to the channel, been a long time supporter, you know how much I really enjoy and love Black Clover. It says here, Black Clover will be on break next week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 13. The series will resume in issue 14 as scheduled. scheduled, so it seems to be, you know, just a scheduled break, nothing opposed to like what just recently happened, of course, with Yuji Kaku, the author via Shimon. This isn't that he's sick, it's just that, again, Jump is like, hey, you know, we're in the 21st century, we should possibly start treating these authors like human beings and letting them get a little break once in a while, even though majority of them work through the break. Like, it's a rarity that they actually take a break when they're on break, but yeah, let's let them feel human for a little bit, why don't we? So that's always good on the business corporate side of things, right? Like, yeah, but no, on some serious shit, Black Clover on break, it is what it is. We're in a major arc right now, and getting those breaks in between, especially for somebody like Tabata with a family and stuff like that, love to hear it. Shout outs to Tabata, and can't wait for the next chapter of Black Clover. Okay, moving forward, this one was a very big deal. A lot of people were talking about it nearly all day, the day that this happened, because over the weekend, Viz Media, and I want to say a few other places, but I know for sure Viz Media posted this letter, and it comes from Shueisha. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the names of these companies, what they mean, who they are, Viz Media is a licensor for the West for anime and manga, more strongly with manga. Like, they get most of the big titles you know of. Usually Viz Media are the ones that handle them. There's a few other distributors, but Viz is the biggest one to my knowledge. And then they also occasionally get like an anime title or two. Like, they had, you know, they still have Naruto and Bleach, and then they've been picking up here and there. They get like One Punch Man, they'll get a little title here or there, whatnot. But in particular, especially when it comes to manga, they have almost every big title you could possibly think of. There's a few exceptions, but nevertheless, they're a very key player. So them posting a letter on behalf of Shueisha speaks volumes, and the letter also speaks for itself as well, but definitely speaks volumes in terms of like the position that a lot of these companies are getting put into. Like, now Viz Media, the fact that they're going this route and whatnot is showing that no, we stand in solidarity with what's going on. Y'all been seeing lately on the landscape of YouTube, at the very least, how many horrible things, one thing after another, the totally not marked situation. Like, there's been a lot of things that's been going on, and then now this just definitely gets me a little bit worried about the future of things, how far they're gonna go with this combat against piracy. And a good chunk of these piracy things is not piracy, but at the same time, this is also, I guess, expanding on a story that we recently covered. Y'all remember, in case you don't, it was about Cloudflare, this big organization that has these servers that hosts pirated manga. So this is also an extension on that behalf, but just the fact that Viz Media put the note out there on behalf of Shueisha does say something. Let's read. Shueisha. 4 publishers filed lawsuit against Cloudflare seeking injunctions against public transmission and reproduction of piracy content and damages. Also, by the way, this is definitely to put out an example of what they're trying to, you know, trying to strike fear in the hearts of would-be pirates, would-be hosts in the future by letting this be known. On February 1st, Shueisha Inc., together with Kadokawa, Kodansha, and Shogakukan, filed a lawsuit against Cloudflare Inc., headquarters San Francisco, California, USA, in the Tokyo District Court, seeking an injunction against the public transmission and reproduction of piracy contents and compensation for damages. The amount of damages claimed is based on 1 work by each plaintiff and $4 million in total for 4 works as a partial claim. The plaintiffs' 4 publishers, together with their legal advisors, have been repeatedly called for Cloudflare concerning 9 specific piracy sites which clearly infringe copyrights and the infringing content illegally stored on those sites. Stop public transmissions through Cloudflare's server, stop temporary catching of Cloudflare's servers in Japan, and cancel contracts with operators of piracy sites that are clearly illegal. Although Cloudflare eventually responded that they had taken the necessary measures for the sites in question, the company refused to provide any specific explanation as to which sites they had taken what measures. Above all, it is difficult to believe that the company had taken effective measures when the sites in question continue to operate at the same communication speed as before. Furthermore, technical verification by experts show there is a high probability that the piracy sites are still using the company's services and caching are still utilized. Based on the above background and recognition of the current situation, the 4 publishers have filed a lawsuit against Cloudflare seeking an injunction against the public transmission and reproduction of piracy contents and compensation for damages. Cloudflare is one of the largest content delivery network providers in the world. Cloudflare provides its service to 9 of the top 10 malicious piracy sites in terms of traffic as of December 2021. It's interesting how different organizations, different industries catch up and do similar moves that were already done. This reminds me of a lot of like when the music industry was on their crusade against piracy and they attacked, remember Mega Upload? If you're a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you know a mega upload. And of course, you know, the originals, Napster, LimeWire, Kazaa, all of those. But yeah, this kind of is giving me those vibes. Like the manga industry is just now, because all of these companies bought into these big conglomerates and whatnot. Now they're on the counterattack on all of this stuff. CDN providers set up high capacity servers in various parts of the world and temporarily duplicate the contents of the contracted sites on these servers to distribute the access points from users, while at the same time ensuring the communication speed of the sites by delivering data from the several closest to the users. The service itself is recognized as one of the public services essential for maintaining a comfortable internet environment. The services provided by CDN providers in various countries are recognized as one of the public services that are indispensable for maintaining a comfortable internet environment. Major CDN providers take various measures to ensure that the site operator's identity is properly verified at the time of contract signing and that the site does not distribute illegal or unfair content. By contrast, Cloudflare CDN does not limit a period of free service and can be contracted with insufficient identification. Therefore, by using Cloudflare services, site operators can maximize the benefits of CDN services while keeping the origin server provider and the operator's IP address secret. Because of these characteristics, many piracy site operators who do not want to be identified are turning to Cloudflare's CDN service. The origin servers and the other communication infrastructure used by the piracy sites do not have the capacity to handle more than 100 million accesses per month, even from the perspective of operating costs. Therefore, if Cloudflare service is discontinued, it will be impossible or extremely difficult for many malicious pirate sites to operate. In other words, Cloudflare service has become indispensable for the operation of many malicious piracy sites. Through this lawsuit, the four plaintiffs and their legal advisors would like to ask society whether the uncooperative attitude that Cloudflare has shown over the past few years in response to requests for cooperation in fighting piracy is appropriate for a company that is responsible for the public service of telecommunications infrastructure. Operating a pirate site is a criminal act. In order to fulfill our role as a publisher and trusted rights on contents that authors have poured their heart and soul into creating and to distribute them in an appropriate manner, Shueisha will continue to take strict action against infringements, both criminal and civil. We would like to ask for the understanding and cooperation of our readers and related parties, and it just lists their advisors, and I know that was a lot, but yeah, in a nutshell, they're not playing. They're going after these Cloudflare people. They have the money and the backing now to do so. They got the locations, and they're setting a big example. This is a big example, and I don't want to say a scare tactic because they are very serious. Like, there's legitimately some trouble you will see if you mess around with them right now. They're not playing no more. They want to expand, and to do that, they feel like they got to scale out as much piracy out of this industry as you can, so that way you can make it more profitable. They feel like the pirates will eventually, because they love the medium so much, resort to paying for it. And I can see that with streaming services. I don't know about, like, they're gonna ever resort to buying Blu-rays again or something like that. I think that's kind of, that ship has sailed. But I could see pirates, if the option is not available and they see it's like $2.99 a month, or they see it's $4.99, whatever, I can see some people, if they really love it, actually supporting it, and that would bring in some people. So I could understand that aspect, but the way they're going about it aggressively is all freaking wrong. Everywhere that we've seen on the platform, this publisher has shown us that they're not taking any sort of measures to ensure that people that are just talking around this stuff are safe, and it's not cool. So I don't know, definitely an interesting case to say the least, and I think that Shueisha are clearly showing their hand that they're not pussyfooting around. They're coming after their copyright. And it's been a long time coming in terms of like all of these services, but I also got to throw in the big argument that everybody would use, the fact that for the series that are not available in those locations, is more of a slippery slope of like, hey, well, you know what I'm saying, we're not stealing because it's not available here to buy anyway. So I'm always going to hear that argument, and I get that argument, and I'm not for the publishers by any means, but I'm also not necessarily against the pirates, if that makes sense, because there are some legitimate reasons. But yeah, there's my 2 cents on that one. That was a little bit of a lengthy read. Shueisha, Kodansha, Shoga, all of these corporations, they are coming after the pirates, and this Cloudflare thing is going to be like a big, like, you know when Usopp shot down the flag and shit like that? This is what it seems to be what they're trying to do. This is the literature publishing industry's attempt at what the music industry kind of almost succeeded in to a certain degree. So yeah. Moving forward, something from the realm of Dragon Ball that blew a lot of people's minds. Like this film, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, because of the fact that it is a 3D CGI film. Nobody wants none of that 3D, CG. No. We don't want that. However, this is what we're left with. They're playing around with a few different things. I'm hearing some rumors. I'm hearing some hubbub about what the villain is going to truly be, and it's not going to be just what, yada, yada, yada. I'm hearing all that stuff. But however, this right here was something that got me a little bit excited. Like, yay, they're actually finally going to show, appearance-wise, on 2 characters in particular, that time has passed. And those 2 characters I'm referring to are 2 that stood the same looking age from Majin Buu all the way through Super, even though years have passed, Goten and Trunks, because right here it says Dragon Ball Super Superhero anime film to open. Oh, we also got the date for North America as well. In North America this summer, the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 22 event on Saturday revealed that the Dragon Ball Superhero anime film will open in North America this summer, and the event was streamed, yada yada. So we're definitely getting it this summer. But the big thing of it all was that they showed a full-on stretch of this poster that initially we see Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, yada yada yada, and stretched over to the left side is Krillin, 18, Bulma, again nobody really cares, and it's teenage Goten and Trunks, and oh my god, there's so many possibilities. I think people are still on the boat of from all the way back then. Remember when it was like, yo, there's 7 and 8 and they could go Super Saiyan, oh my god. I think people are still on that boat of hoping that these 2, especially now with these cool character designs, aged up and shit like that, it would be nice for them to be able to be useful and show some really cool shit. I am so pumped. And they're doing the fusion, so we might see teenage Gotenks. Oh my god, this is hype. This is the hypest thing. Like, yeah, we're getting in North America in the summer, cool beans. And I guess it's also a little weird because besides Dragon Ball Z's final episode, we still have yet to see what they look, and we probably won't see what they look like in full-on traditional 2D because this is still based on their 3D composite. So I don't know. If we do get a TV anime at some given point and this gets adapted into 2D, it'll be dope to see what they look like. But I ain't gonna lie, the designs look really dope. I like those designs better than the ones that we got at the end of Z. I'm gonna be honest with you. They look better here than they did in Z. And yeah, I'm excited. Like, okay, so there's a couple of dope things about this film that make you want to go watch it. This Goten and Trunks thing right here, a big one. The fact that the Red Ribbon Army is there, okay. Gohan throwing hands, that is something very big. Gohan looking like he's gonna have his moment. Gotta wait and see, I guess, though, because I don't know. I'm still like, And either way, people, Goten, Trunks, teenagers, let's go. It finally freaking happened, folks. This is not a false alarm. Okay, people, and last story of the episode, we got the weekly Shonen Jump author comments. I want to dig right in. Let's jump straight through. We got a new series that I have yet to talk about as well. It's called Earthchild, and the author is Hideo Shinkai. He said, "My name is Hideo Shinkai, and I'll work super hard to create a manga that will give you a smile." And I felt like saying it with a deep voice, because why the hell not? Let's go. We got Gege Akutami, author of Jujutsu Kaisen. First, I have to draw cockroaches, and now I'm only given wafers. This is abuse, I tell you. Yo, imagine I put the FORNEVERNEWS episode, the title I put, Jujutsu Kaisen author accuses manga of abuse. That would be some wild ass clickbait. Oh, maybe we roll with that. Who knows? It sounds like a good joke, right? Good joke? Yeah, comedy. Hey. We got Richiro Inagaki, author of Dr. Stone. Will humans be going to the moon for fun and taking selfies soon? That'd be amazing. Let's see. I can't wait to see it happen, right? We got Gen Osuka, author of Doran Dororan. I had hot chocolate and dorayaki. This combo was sweet happiness. I'm hoping you enjoy. I'm glad you're enjoying because you're doing a lot better than your counterparts in the Shonen Jump rankings. Let's scoot on over here. We got... Let's go to Hajime Komodo, author of Marshall. Pure gummy powder is delicious. I wish they sold it separately. Alrighty then. We got Horikoshi, the author of the supposedly ending by the end of this year manga, My Hero Academia. Monoma's character design is based on Dane DeHaan from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay, dope insight there. We got Yuki Tabata, author of Black Clover. My staff has been playing games remotely together and also showing great teamwork with the manga. They are amazing. That's dope. You got a good staff. Shout outs there. I don't know why I just want to read this one. This is from the author of Witch Watch, Kenta Shinohara. My 6-year-old daughter gave me 1,000 yen and said, "Now you don't have to work so hard." That's so sad. That's probably more than what he made that day. No. But yeah, people, those were the weekly Shonen Jump author comments. Wow, I can't believe the author of Jujutsu Kaisen is being abused in Shonen Jump. This is terrible. Like, oh my god. A weekly Shonen magazine author comments. Basically, these are the comments from the authors from Weekly Shonen magazine. Those authors include people like Hiro Mashima, Nakaba Suzuki, all of the big dogs that are currently in the magazine right now. Let's read. There's a new series called Gachi Akuta by Kei Urana. Let's read what this new author had to say. And the art looks great, by the way. Although I've flipped the bird to a lot thus far, it's with great honor that I'll put my all into this series. Pleased to meet you all. I flipped the bird to a lot thus far. I wonder, this kind of sounding like a spicy new author. Okay, you flipped the bird many times, but you're going to try now. Okay, alright. Then we got Negi Haruba, author of Ranger Reject. Donbai cup noodles are the best ones. It's my first time eating them fried. Okie dokie then. I wouldn't mind some fried noodles. That don't sound that bad, actually. Then we got Atsushi Okubo, author of Fire Force. The new microwave oven I bought tunes up my guitar when I twist it and heats up when I bang the drums. This can't be his final author comment. I think there got to be one more right the next chapter. Yeah, because what? Then we got Hiro Mashima, author of Eden Zero, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. The beta version of the free game I was developing has been completed. It's full of bugs, but soon it'll be ready. So essentially the little free game that he was working on, which I ain't gonna lie, that is going to be an impressive kit for him to bring if he wanted to try to get into game developing, or if he wanted to create his own company of developing video games and whatnot. That is a nice model, like, hey, look, I'm the founder and I know this already. And then you hire some of the most top tier, and boom, I believe in Hiro Mashima, I'm not gonna lie. Then Ken Wakui, author of Tokyo Revengers. My laser treatment for hay fever is done. Come spring this year, I'll be unstoppable. Is that something like maybe to remove allergies from like the eyes or something? Okay. Shout out to him too, by the way, getting that done. Then we got George Morikawa, author of Hajime no Ippo. Yay, we took the Japan title. Is he referring to some sort of Olympics? I believe there was like some Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, no, I don't believe, there's no 2-year eternity this week, so that should wrap up the author comments. And yeah, okay, I thought it was going to be this one, but apparently maybe next one, unless that's how Atsushi Okubo wanted to go out talking about his microwave and banging on drums and stuff. But yeah, so those were the weekly Shonen Magazine author comments. A couple of interesting ones, I'm not gonna lie. Again, the fact that Hiro Mashima is already at the point of releasing his little beta of his free video game, that's really cool. And again, just Hiro Mashima continuing to elevate, continuing to inspire. Okay, next up, people, it wouldn't be anime and manga related news if it wasn't that Demon Slayer has done something insane yet again, because some of the ratings are in for some of the latest stuff for Demon Slayer's anime. Y'all know we recently just wrapped up the season finale for the second season of Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc, and what a season it was, right? It was so freaking gorgeous and beautiful. And then if you're an Attack on Titan fan as well, you had beautiful Demon Slayer, beautiful Attack on Titan, Ufotable and Mappa on the same day. Those were some months to behold, I ain't gonna lie. But either way, Demon Slayer, with its finale and just in general last few episodes, has been tearing it up ratings wise. I mean, I can't even fathom just the changing of the guard, so to speak, and what's happening in the anime manga industry world. The fact that Demon Slayer has gotten so popular that it continued all the way through to dwarf all of the competition, including big juggernauts that are some of the hugest anime on TV in Japan, such as Case Closed, such as One Piece, the Inuyasha spin-off Yashahime Princess. All of those huge hitters didn't even come close to Demon Slayer. And then on top of that, a couple of different things to say about the finale. For starters, the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District arc anime finale episode earned a 9.1% rating. And if you take a look, the only thing that beat it was, again, some of those kiddie anime. Like, yo, the kids really love some of those shits. Like, it's like, over here how on YouTube now, there's those shows that the kids watch nonstop. That's pretty much what it is with some of these, because there's something called Saze-san, that again, you can even tell from the images for kids. It beat it by a whole 1.0, so that's another league. Again, a lot of kid stuff. But then right at number 2, slaughtering everything else in its way, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District arc with a 9.1, beating out Chibi, Maruko-chan, Detective Conan, aka Case Closed, Doraemon, One Piece, Yashahime Princess. My god, dog, this is so freaking insane. Absolutely insane. Like, you never would have thought. And with so much slander that the manga gets, it's incredible to see that, well, that didn't stop the anime at all. In fact, it was so much so freaking hype that season 2 beat the Winter Olympics in TV viewership. The weekends will not be fun anymore for Demon Slayer fans, as the second season of the TV anime series has been finally concluded, but the series left a huge impression on the ranking charts of the media industry, especially in Japan, where it broke the viewership record of Winter Olympics 2022. Video Research Limited, a Japanese music research company, published the user data which showcased the anime TV ratings in Japan between January 31st and February 6th. During this period, Winter Olympics 2022 kicked off in Beijing, and Demon Slayer Season 2 delivered its penultimate episode. The ratings demonstrated that Demon Slayer Season 2 episode 10, so yeah, that was the episode before the season finale. Again, it raked millions of viewers in a single week, eventually beating the peak individual viewership broadcast ratings of both the regular programming of the Beijing Olympics 2022 and its opening ceremony. Episode 10 of Demon Slayer Entertainment District delivered a jaw-dropping action sequence. Within the first 7 days, the episode was viewed by a whopping 17.7 million viewers in 10.78 million households all over Japan. The staggering number not only made this episode the most watched episode of the season, but even the opening ceremony of Winter Olympics 2022 fell short of this episode of Demon Slayer. The Beijing Olympics, which kicked off on February 4th, scored a viewership rating of 13.7% across 17.23 million viewers. Demon Slayer District Arc also been the most popular TV show in the Japanese subscription video on demand services for a consecutive 18 weeks, and was also the most watched TV show of 2021 in 19 different streaming services across Japan. And yeah, people, essentially, in a nutshell, Demon Slayer came and it slayed big time between the finale doing a 1.0, between the fact that it beat the Winter Olympics. It beat the Winter Olympics. I need to stress that. An anime, a TV anime, not a movie, a TV anime beat the Winter Olympics. You cannot hate on great achievements and great feats, and that's exactly what that is. Big ups to Demon Slayer. Big ups to the Entertainment District Art. Big ups to the team at Ufotable that put these masterpiece looking things together, and yeah, it's just phenomenal. So shout outs to Demon Slayer. Like, wow. Moving on with something that caught me heavily off guard. I'm not gonna lie, like, I know we've been hearing about some murmurings for the last couple of years at that hey, they're gonna be doing something big for FMA, you know, they're gonna celebrate the 20th anniversary, all of that good stuff. And I just always think, like, okay, what they're gonna do, open up a few cafes. Like, you know, you never really expect much, especially one of the things about the Fullmetal Alchemist series, opposed to like something, let's just say, out of Weekly Shonen Jump or something like that, is that Fullmetal Alchemist feels so conclusive, right? It's just this main objective. It's so conclusive that there's ultimately not much room to do anything, especially Fullmetal Alchemist is over. Like, it's over. So there's not really, like, you can't, you know, milk out a bunch of sequels and stuff like that, because it really wrapped up almost everything in a perfect, nice bow of an ending. You know what I'm saying? So Fullmetal Alchemist really just isn't one of those series that lends itself to be able to put out multiple movies and all that stuff, because a big thing is too that fans were just really invested in what happens in the TV anime. Anything in the movies is just like a nice treat to see the characters, but they really wanted to see the resolution of the plot in the TV anime. So when I was like, okay, you know, they're gonna do a celebration, what is it this time? What's the big hoorah? Hey, cafes. But it looks like they're doing something real big. It says here, Fullmetal Alchemist 20th anniversary new project announced. A teaser visual featuring Scar has been revealed. More details on March 2nd, 2022. My birthday, March 2nd. Just saying. And I'm not even gonna lie, it's kind of weird, because that hand, it looks like a real hand. Like the face behind it, I don't know, it looks like it could be a CG composite. Maybe they don't have whatever, but what I'm trying to hint at is that this looks like this will be another live action, and maybe it seems like a Scar spin-off live action. And it said here as well, the teaser poster also has been distributed near movie theaters. Pure speculation, but it seems like we are getting a Scar spin-off based on the domain link as well. And yeah, it says Fullmetal Alchemist with a picture of Scar's arm. I wonder, maybe they're gonna do like a CG Fullmetal Alchemist spin-off about Scar. That just sounds like it could be really cool, or an absolute nightmare. Like, holy cow, why? I don't even know, especially if this is even live action to begin with, which it does seem to be the case. Like, that arm is a real arm, that's somebody's real arm. It's just really strange. And again, they can't do much with what people would love. People would love more of a big life or death situation with Ed and Al, but their resolution is wrapped up at the end of the series anyways. So how do you do that? How do you move forward with an IP? Well, you do things like a Scar spin-off. And again, is it a spin-off if it is live action? I'm wondering, is it going to be connected to the live action that they put out I believe, what was it, Netflix released it over here in the West. I've yet to see it, to be honest with you. Like, I saw a little bit, I want to say, maybe like a few minutes and whatnot. So, and I've heard everybody just bash the crap out of it as well. So that won't be good. I don't know. I'm interested though, and nevertheless, it's crazy that they're still trying to sneak something out from Fullmetal Alchemist. They're like, yo, dog, we got this giant IP, massive fan base, and we can't do shit because the author did too well of a job of wrapping things up and making it so tight and concise that it's hard to fit in a movie or something that is really going to be accepted by fans, because what do you really do? And they're like, well, Scar's a fan favorite. Let's throw that motherfucker out there and see what happens. So yeah, people, Fullmetal Alchemist 20th anniversary new project announced. A teaser visual featuring Scar revealed. More details March 2nd. Maybe it'd be if it was an anime Scar spin-off movie thingy, I'd be okay, but that's a real hand, so probably not gonna be anime. Okay, people, next up, y'all know it's been a bajillion announcements by now about this, but it seems as though Fire Force is and has come to an end. To my knowledge, as of the recording of this video, it seems as though Fire Force has released its final chapter, at the very least over there in Japan. But there's been a bunch of little announcements here or there regarding Fire Force. In general, for starters, I guess let's say that it says here, and this was published a couple days ago now, that Atsushi Okubo will make a serious announcement after the Fire Force manga ends. And a lot of people are like, wait a minute, what does that mean, serious announcement? I mean, it could just be, again, his retirement. There's that possibility. I don't know if they're gonna go that far as him like, hey, I gotta announce, like, he already announced back in 2020 that, yo, this is probably gonna be my final work. So if he actually did go and like, yo, it's retirement, yeah, but he clearly has some big announcement. And again, I'm almost betting anything that if it's not a season 3, maybe it'll be a film. Maybe they'll try going the film route, see if the film pops off, and then they'll do one more season for the anime. I don't know. But yeah, so he got a big announcement coming again with the finale of Fire Force, which I believe, again, has already been released over there in Japan. Then also, apparently he left behind, or he passed the baton, so to speak, because it says here, Fire Force creator Atsushi Okubo is saying goodbye and is officially, quote-unquote, passing the baton to Kei Urana, creator of the new action manga Gachi Akuta and Weekly Shonen magazine, which, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I actually just read an author comment from that new author. So that's the person that Atsushi Okubo, the creator of Fire Force, is actually pushing to be like, yo, do something great. It's kind of like when I believe Kishimoto left the magazine of Weekly Shonen Jump with Naruto, and then like everybody kept on, oh, you know, he's passing the baton to Deku. So this is the Deku of Weekly Shonen magazine. I don't know how far this is gonna go, but wow, you know, to actually be here, man. You know, we talk a lot about like, yo, this series is gonna come to an end and that series is ending and all that jazz, but to really be here with it, I wonder what that, first of all, that final announcement is gonna be, but also it's crazy, man, and it'd be wild to really never see another Atsushi Okubo work again. I think Atsushi Okubo might be one of those authors, this is just pure speculation, that will take a long-ass break and come back and probably will never commit to another long work like Soul Eater or Fire Force, but will come back at some given point and maybe throw out a little like, yo, here's a one-shot giant manga, or here's, you know, something there. I'm working on an anime with some a studio or something like that. So I don't see them ever completely leaving, you know, the form of storytelling completely, but probably this will be the last long form because it takes a lot out of them. And especially you went and you created 2 hits. You created Soul Eater and Fire Force, 2 big shonen manga and anime hits. So kudos to Atsushi Okubo. And yeah, again, that is going to be eating me until we get the full-on announcement of what that thing is that Atsushi Okubo is going to announce. Again, I'm calling anime or movie, one or the other. Season 3 or movie. We'll see, though, and either way, yeah, whole lot of Fire Force. It seems as though it's par for the course when a big series that ends. Usually there's a bunch of small announcements that come after it, whether there's going to be a type of sequel of sorts or spin-offs or, you know, whatever it may be, movies and stuff like that. So we're probably going to be in that era for Fire Force for the foreseeable future, especially with the official final chapter of Fire Force being released over there in Japan. Okay, I want to be very transparent as I report this story. 1, I'm not familiar with this series. Okay, I'm not familiar with the anime. I've heard of this series before, but I'm not familiar with it. 2, I had no idea until like a day or 2 ago that this was actually really important to people. When I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, cool, some anime I've really only barely heard of, and we got a 2nd season. Hey, why not? And a lot of y'all hit me up constantly all over the place. I thought it was like a troll thing at first. Like, how is this loved, this beloved, and this impactful? And I didn't know about it. But hey, even one slips by me from time to time, because apparently the big announcement that's rocked a lot of anime fans recently is that Classroom of the Elites is getting a second season, I believe, or they said a sequel. Let's see. Classroom of the Elite TV anime gets sequel. The official website for the TV anime adaptation of Syogo Kinugasa's announced on Monday that the anime is getting a sequel. Light novel illustration Sunsaku's Tomose drew a visual to commemorate the announcement, and I've seen this visual everywhere. And again, I'll be honest with you, like, where the hell have I been? Where have I been that I really did not know the cultural relevance this anime has to anime and manga fan? Well, really anime fandom. Like, I genuinely didn't know. So when people kept on adding me on Twitter, at first I thought it was like a troll brigade or something, like, oh, they're just trying to get attention, nobody cares. And then I'm like, oh, I'm getting comments on you. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about it then, even though I'm not really familiar with it and I usually don't like to dive into. But yeah, this is what's happening. It's getting a second season. That's really dope for the fans, and I probably should look into it, because a lot of y'all were really very passionately saying, yo, you should talk about this, you need to talk about this. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look, see what's going on there. Classroom of the Elite, second season, sequel, anime, whatever you want to call it, confirmed, announced. Okay, people, and last story of the episode, not the biggest story in the world, but one that I had to point out, because a lot of Black Clover fans for a good minute now have complained that certain brands that house certain products for other notable anime and manga and stuff like that haven't had representation for Black Clover. There hasn't been no Black Clover in this particular market, and a lot of fans for a while, I've always heard, I was just kind of like, what can you do? We just didn't reach that point. However, it is happening because Funko Pop never had Black Clover ones. They announced right here, it says Funko Fair 2022 Pop Animation Black Clover, and you can actually pre-order the collection now. They got, Noelle, Asta, Yuno, and it looks like Luck as well. And there seems to be like some keychains, or maybe the keychains come with the Luck one, I'm not sure. But I would easily buy all three of them, and it's about freaking time. It's weird. Why now? They must be searching for like other, smaller IPs right now. They already did all the big IPs. So they're like, oh, let's get something a little bit smaller, maybe still very big, but not as, popular as some of the other ones. And they dropped Black Clover, and I bet you anything Black Clover fans are going to show out for this. I truly feel Black Clover fans, wherever they at, whenever they run into one of these FYE, wherever, they're going to grab them, those Black Clover Pop Funkles, and show them, oh, Black Clover fans, they may not be the largest group, but they're the most supportive group, and they're going to do their thing. So shout outs to Funko Pop finally seeing the error of their ways and releasing this really cool and awesome collection of Funkos. Again, Noelle, Asta, Yuno, and Luck. And at the very least, I know for sure I'm going to have Asta, and more than likely I'll have Yuno. Maybe if I get a chance, I get Noelle and Luck. I'll probably get Luck too, depending. He looks really cool in that pose with the ice and stuff like that. But yeah, people, Black Clover Funko Pops finally incoming. I'm getting a couple of different sources that are telling me a couple of different things, but essentially, in a nutshell, it seems as though Dr. Stone is about to end at any moment, it feels as though, because I got a couple of different sources telling me a couple of different things. I guess for starters, let's go with a little bit more tamed and more in advance notice, because it says here, courtesy of the unofficial Weekly Shonen Jump Twitter account, Dr. Stone is reaching its climax next week on Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 14. The series is receiving a color page and a page increase in the same issue. Regarding ending affirmations, the series is indeed going through the same pattern series such as Haikyuu, The Promised Neverland, and Kimetsu no Yaiba ended with. Still, take everything with a grain of salt until further information comes next week. So I'm wondering, like, what does that mean? Are they meaning like the ending is going to have like a time skip with like kids and stuff like that? Because I want to say maybe one or two of those has like, a time skip of them older and stuff like that. So maybe that's what they're saying. But that's one source that says like, yo, it's entering its climax next week. However, there's another source that says not something else entirely. It says that Dr. Stone manga is going to end within the next few chapters, presumably in 2 chapters on March 7, 2022, and that's from Annie News and Facts. They said that they believe it's going to be 2, and if you add 1 plus 1 with what Weekly Shonen Jump's unofficial Twitter account said regarding that it's going the same route as The Promised Neverland, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, it might be the case that they are able to pinpoint, oh, okay, so this chapter is just like one of those second to last chapters. next week we're probably going to get the final chapter. I don't know, but it seems as though potentially within the next couple weeks, Dr. Stone might be completely coming to an end. Very, very interesting. You know, because you hear these things for a long time. It's been, I want to say, what, like a year and a half or so that it's been said that Dr. Stone was coming to an end, that it was, you know, on its final hoorah. And then to hear now that not only is it coming to an end, but it might be ending within the next couple weeks. That is wild. This generation of shonen is coming to an end. We're already, like, it's funny because people like myself that have been around since, you know, before Naruto, Bleach, you know, the original big three ended or whatnot, like, I was around for that generation, and now I'm almost coming to the end of an entire new generation. Dr. Stone was a part of that new My Hero Academia, Black Clover, yada yada, and Dr. Stone's ending. We know My Hero is on its final arc and potentially going to end by the end of this year. Black Clover seems like it could potentially, if Yuki Tabata decided within the next few chapters, he could pull the plug as well. We're entering new grounds for Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, and it's freaking crazy though. Like, I did not, this one hit me by surprise very heavy, because I'm like, wait a minute, manga's gonna end within the next couple chapters. It's heading towards its climax. What the hell is going on? And again, I know people have been saying that Dr. Stone feels like it's an end game for a little bit now, but it's crazy, man. Seeing another one bites the dust. But of course, all good things must come to an end. And despite the fact that people love Dr. Stone, I'm personally a more fan of the anime, just because I have a blast just sitting back and enjoying, and all the little science facts and all of that cool stuff. And just in general, I really enjoy the adaptation. So I'm more of an anime guy, and I'm hoping that they do a faithful adaptation now that I'm thinking, because what could this mean for the future of the anime? I mean, things are a little bit different now, where a series can end in terms of the manga's run and the anime still going, hence a la Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. You know, the manga ended quite some time ago now, and we're still getting new seasons of the anime, so there's a possibility they could do that. I don't know if Dr. Stone is popular enough to support itself without its manga at least being present to say, hey, people remember this, care about it, so we gotta wait and see. But yeah, Dr. Stone heading towards its climax, and it very well could potentially end within the next 2 chapters on March 7th. What a speedball, though. I can't even imagine right now. Like, yo, Shonen Jump is about to have, again, a major breakdown. Like, I went through this where everything started leaving Beelzebub, Toriko, Katekyo, Hitman Reborn, Naruto, Bleach, and it's about that time. Dr. Stone fans, enjoy while it's here. Next up, let's change the vibe a little bit. Let's talk about the top 50 best-selling manga of the week. And of course, as always, these stats are courtesy of Jos_Ke over on Twitter. So let's start off with volumes 50, or places 50 through 41. And I feel like we're going to be once again seeing a lot of familiar faces. And I think until some of these movies start to leave theaters, it's going to be this way, because a good chunk of volumes 50 through 41 is yet again riddled with Jujutsu Kaisen volumes. Surrounding it is stuff again like number 50, My Dress Up Darling, with 12,000 this week. My Dress Up Darling at 41. Then we got a little mystery Tolunakari there at 42. Let's jump over. Let's see what the next list is looking like. Volumes or places 40 through 31. At 40 is Worst Gaiden Zenton Sensei, and I have no idea what the hell that series is, but kind of looks cool. It looks like a dope series there. Wow. Okay, then moving up a little bit, let's see what Witch Watch volume 4, that's a more newer series in Weekly Shonen Jump. I haven't seen much buzz for it, but in 10 days it has done 32,407 copies, with its latest week doing 15,000 copies. So Witch Watch, it's doing alright. I think it's doing enough to survive, but that's another one that I could see going the way of like what just happened with Magu-chan. I can see Witch Watch, even though it's been lasting, right? Like, it's 4 volumes now at this point. I can see Witch Watch getting canned. I just don't hear much talk about it. It doesn't get like the, you know, cult following like Sakamoto Days. So we'll see. I mean, it's honestly in the ballpark of what Sakamoto Days does sales-wise, so it's doing better than Sakamoto Days to a certain degree, but we'll wait and see. Then moving forward a little bit, again, a little more Jujutsu Kaisen, we got at number 33, let's try and pronounce this, ready? We got Mikata ga Yowa Sugite, Mikata ga Yowa Sugite, Hojo Maho ni Teshi Data Kyute Mahoshi Sui. Oh my god. Suiho Sarete. Oh, I give up. I'm gonna lie. I'm getting like an anxiety attack just trying to read this shit. I give the hell up. Yeah, there's that series right there. Volume 2 of it did 17,000, whatever the heck you call it. Holy cow, that was I'm gonna have nightmares about trying to pronounce that one. Then we got at 32, Tokyo Revengers, Volume 25, another 17.5. Maybe a million next week. if not, definitely the following week. Then we got places 30 through 21. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0, another 18,000. God damn, keep running it up. Yo, we got number 28. Remember this one? I made a video, a first impression reaction to the first couple episodes of it. Redo of Healer. In case you don't remember what it is, it's like some revenge twisted thing where dude, like, he's getting his revenge after being tortured and all sorts of stuff, and he's able to heal. It's an experience and a half, and a PTSD inducing experience to watch Redo of Healer. I ain't gonna lie, like, I still ain't recovering. It's been like a year plus, but okay, so we got volume 10 there, and 18,000. Wow, 18,000 deprived people that bought those volumes. Hey, nah, I don't want to judge people. It is what it is. If you're into some sick shit, you're into some sick shit. Then we got volume 27 of Twin Star Exorcist, 21,000 in 10 days. Total 41,000. Not bad, not bad. Then we got volume 6 of another series that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. In 7 days, 21,000. Then at number 21, so it fell off because I want to say it was top 10 last week. It fell off a little bit. My Hero Academia Team Up Mission Volume 3 with 22,000. I think that's really good numbers for this random spin-off that nobody really talks about. So shout outs to that. Then we got places 20 through 11. We got at number 20, Nobunaga Concerto, Volume 22. This is something that I've never read. We got Yoku Wakaranai. Yo, who is translating these names? Jesus Christ. Yeah, because looking at this 20 through 11, again, I can't really pronounce some of these shits, and I'm not going to attempt. So we're going to jump straight over to the top 10. There we go. At number 10, Volume 18 of Jujutsu Kaisen with 35,000. Dope stuff. Seraph of the End in 10 days, almost 70,000. So it's still a decent seller. It's interesting the author wants to wrap up Owari no Seraph, but finally maybe they've gotten to that point where it's like, okay, we could do it, or whatever's happening behind the scenes. Then we got Yowamushi Pedal, Volume 76. I never understand how does it have so many volumes, with 37,000 in 6 days. Like, wow, that dude's 8 though. You gotta think, because 76 volumes, Jesus. And then we got an Isekai series. We got, is that one of the slime series? Tensai Shitara. Yeah, I'm not sure. The Fable, the Second Contact, Volume 2 with 49,000. Almost 100,000. Wow, what is that? Almost 100,000 in 10 days. Not bad at all. We got Death March Kara, Hajimaru, Isekai, Kyoku. Wow, I'm butchering shit. This is the Butcher episode. We're gonna call it, yo, the Butcher's coming, Benny. Shout outs to Benny. Zelda. Then we got top 3. We got Kamitachi ni Hiro Warete Otoko with 70,000. God damn, dog. I need to get up on some of these shits. Number 2, I've heard of Chihaya I didn't realize it was still going. Volume 48, 77,000. Okay, I still got a following. And cranking out on top of everything at number 1 yet again, second week in a row in 10 days with a 10-day total of 548,000. We got My Hero Academia Volume 33 with 233,000 copies this week. Doing fantastic. It's crazy that My Hero is supposed to end this year, and it looks like it's going to end this year because it feels like it's going to end this year. It's kind of crazy, and it's My Hero Academia. And look at the sales. Look at those sales. Over 500,000 in 10 days. That is marvelous, honestly. So it's gonna be wild to see Shueisha put that thing down, but I guess only time will tell, right? We gotta wait and see. I don't know, like, how much more in the magazine is really all that successful to carry the magazine once you let go of a series like My Hero? Something to think about. I mean, we got some hitters, some heavy hitters and stuff, but My Hero, 500,000 in 10 days is nothing to sniff at. Yeah, that's the top 10 best-selling manga volumes of the week. Always a treat. Okay, people, next up, Hunter x Hunter fans down bad. If there's a little piece of article, news somewhere, something, FORNEV's gonna have to find it so I can talk to you guys and say, hey, there's something relevant in the world of Hunter x Hunter, considering the author is 3 years plus with no chapter. Left everybody just like, yeah, I'm gonna get it done. I get it done when I get it done, dog. Like, it's crazy, but we got a little bit of fun stuff going on in the world of Hunter x Hunter, because apparently they put out the official Gungi game. You remember Gungi? That's what the Ant King was playing with Kamugi, if I'm not mistaken, that was her name. They were playing that game, Gungi. It says here, Hunter x Hunter's Gungi board game gets first official real-life set. The fictional Gungi board game in Yoshihiro Togashi's Hunter x Hunter manga series is getting its first official real-life set for anyone to play. Although the game's rules were not not explained in detail in the original manga, Universal Music Japan recreated the pieces and rules. The object of the game is to checkmate the opponent's king by maneuvering pieces on a 9x9 board. Besides the advanced rules depicted in the series, like stacking up to 3 pieces and placing your pieces wherever you like at the start of the game, there are also entry-level, beginner, and intermediate-level rules. The company released a 4-minute explaining video on its YouTube channel on Monday to accompany the product's launch. A regular version featuring just the board and pieces, and a high-end version which also comes with pieces holders and cases, available for order in Japan through the Universal Music Store online until May 8th, and the orders are expected to ship on September 16th, and it's approximately $41. I ain't gonna lie, $41 doesn't sound completely ridiculous, because I'll see like the, you know, Dragon Ball Monopoly board for like somewhere in that ballpark. So $41 for this new game that's, you know, based on a really hype game from Hunter x Hunter, and considering you know, it's a wasteland for Hunter x Hunter related stuff, I think that's a fair deal. I mean, importing it, if you're like in the West and stuff, that's probably, if it's going for 41, probably gonna run you about like 70 something bucks to get it over here, maybe even 80 depending where you're at, whatnot. Probably on shipping and all that stuff, usually it goes double, especially if you can't get it through those stores, whatever. So you're probably gonna pay a hefty fee. But either way, 41 bucks and you get to play and relive Gungi. Yoshihiro Tagashi, here's my plea. You got me talking about Gungi board games to, you know, try to fill the void for Hunter x Hunter fans. You got us down bad. You got us down real bad. Come back already, dog. Come back. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Come on. But yeah, people, Hunter x Hunter, Gungi, real life. Yeah. Okay, people, next up, it seems as though Call of Duty is going balls to the wall with the continual crossovers of Attack on Titan. We recently talked about Attack on Titan having crossovers with Call of Duty, and it just didn't look the greatest, but now I'm hearing, and there's an article out, we're going to talk about it here, that there's more Attack on Titan related stuff because the Armored Titan is out on Call of Duty, and wow, I don't even really know much of what to say for this one. Let's just, I guess, get to the article and we'll talk then. Attack on Titan's Armored Titan invades Call of Duty in new bundle. Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Warzone Pacific are officially armoring up with the addition of the new Tracer Pack Attack on Titan Armored Titan Mastercraft bundle. That's right, the Armored Titan is busting through the walls to deliver everything from special weapons to an Armored Titan operator skin, and it's all available now. Items you'll find within the pack include Armored Strength Assault Rifle, the Colossus Sniper Rifle, and the Kenny the Ripper inspired anti-personal pistol weapon. Roland Zimmett of the Barbarian faction can suit up in the Armored Titan operator skin, and you'll be able to customize your emblem with the symbols of the 3 walls and adorn weapons with the Titan Serum Charm. And it has a shot of what looks like, again, the Armored Titan holding an armored pistol or an armored gun, and okay, maybe it'd be cool. I'm not familiar. It says like if you're operating it like a tank almost, so that kind of makes sense, and I guess that kind of could be cool. It doesn't look as bad as like the other one did, where they had, what was it? It was like a guy cosplaying as Levi or some shit. This one, it kind of looks a little weird. It doesn't look exactly, but it doesn't bother me as much as the other DLC pack did of Attack on Titan. That one, if I did play COD, I could see myself picking that up. That looks kind of like cool, and hey, you know, I'm playing the Armored Titan, I'm playing Call of Duty, yeah. But yeah, Attack on Titan and Call of Duty's crossovers is not finished yet. Armored Titan and Call of Duty, what is it? It is in both of them. Yeah, it's in Warzone Pacific and Vanguard. So yeah, if you want to get your Call of Duty Attack on Titan Armored whatever on, you can do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just never a big fan of, again, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. I'm not a first-person shooter guy. I'm sorry. Okay, people, next up is a follow-up story to something we was talking about, I want to say sometime last week, regarding the big, massive return of Futurama. Yeah, I heard Futurama is supposed to be returning. I think there was like 20 episodes ordered for Hulu. All of that hoorah. I believe it was also announced that Futurama was headed back to Adult Swim, so that was a really big deal as well. Like, a lot of really cool things going for Futurama. However, John DiMaggio, and maybe rightfully so. I'm not judging him. I'm not judging anything right now. I'm just giving you guys the facts. John DiMaggio, voice of Bender, will not be returning. It's somewhat of a salary dispute, and it's also just, it seems a little bit more like he's trying to take a stand of, you know, for in general everybody. Some people might argue it's selfish. Some people might say, yo, pay them what they're worth. this is what we know thus far. Futurama's John DiMaggio addresses absence from Hulu revival. Not voicing Bender is about self-respect. On February 9th, Hulu ordered a 20-episode revival. Cohen and Matt Groening's beloved animated series, which will welcome back a number of original voice actors, including Billy West as Fry and Katie Siegel as Leela. At the time, a source told our sister site Variety that producers were hopeful DiMaggio would come back to voice snarky robot Bender, but acknowledged the role may need to be recasted. Deadline later reported that stalled contract negotiations were behind DiMaggio's absence, though he reportedly received an offer in line with the one given to West and Seagal for their returns. DiMaggio felt it, quote-unquote, was not competitive based on Futurama's previous success and name recognition. The Hulu revival was then announced without DiMaggio on board. Just to be clear, I don't think that only I deserve to be paid more. I think the entire cast does. DiMaggio clarified in a Twitter statement on Tuesday, negotiations are a natural part of working in show business. Everyone has a different strategy and different boundaries. Their price. Some accept offers, some hold their ground. The actor went on to call Bender part of his soul, adding that nothing about this is meant to be disrespectful to the fans or my Futurama family. It's about self-respect and honestly being tired of an industry that's become far too corporate and takes advantage of artists' time and talent. He concluded, though, that he is still hoping for the best regarding his potential return to the show. And of course, Futurama originally aired for 4 seasons on Fox from 99 to 2003, and it was returned from 08 to 2013, and now it's returning once again in 2023. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Like, I want more Futurama, but I couldn't imagine Futurama, 20 episodes of Futurama with no Bender or recasted Bender. That was just John DiMaggio's portrayal, performance, and vocally, he's too unique. Like, where do you find a John DiMaggio at? You ain't gonna find a John DiMaggio. So, maybe in the 9th hour they could squeeze in. Okay, he got it. You know what I'm saying? They came to an agreement or whatnot. And I'm not, at the end of the day, how could I go against John DiMaggio? I feel like realistically, yeah, if these, I just reported on the Writers Guild for cartoons and animation, going up against the industry, basically saying, hey, we're not getting paid enough, probably is happening to the voice actors as well, especially they're not the same as on-camera roles and stuff like that. Probably John DiMaggio is sick of getting X, Y, and Z, and he feels he deserves. I mean, Futurama's been going for 20 plus years or some crazy shit, right? Like, what, 23 years or something like that? Like, it's been a long freaking time. It'll be its 24th anniversary, I believe, by the time it arrives. So, yeah, John DiMaggio standing his ground. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I don't know if I would watch Futurama without Bender. I'm gonna just keep it real. Or without John DiMaggio's portrayal as Bender, because what's Futurama without Bender? I don't know. It's Fry, Leela, the other cast are great and everything, and it's not all about Bender, but yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. Either way, seems as though Bender is not returning, or at the very least, John DiMaggio is not returning to reprise his role as Bender in the upcoming Futurama revival, but you never know. Okay, people, and last story of the episode. Without getting into any spoilers, because I'm not really spoiled myself, but some people might take it as spoilers, because the ending of Fire Force has come about. The manga, in particular, has ended, and a lot of people have been circulating. I've seen it briefly trending over on Twitter as well. The very final page of Fire Force, because one of the things that we spoke about here on Forever News over a year ago now at this particular point is that the author Atsushi Okubo of Fire Force has said that he's not doing any more new manga. However, in the final page, just like they do with every shonen author and ongoing manga, it says here, "Thank you for reading. Please look forward to Okubo Sensei's next work." And again, they do that majority, I believe, with majority of authors, right? So they said that, and a lot of people were like, wait a minute, I thought he retired. And then at the end, the very last thing, and I'm not going to say what's happening and whatnot, but it definitely leaves a lot of questions, is the very last text that you see is, "Next is Soul World." Now, a lot of people are taking that as, oh god, Okubo is doing a new manga, it's going to be like Four Nights of the Apocalypse, and that's very well possible, because they're, Four Nights of the Apocalypse is also in Weekly Shonen Magazine. It could be a new shtick that they're coming up with, or maybe a way to keep the author around a little bit longer or something like that, so he very well could be doing some spin-off series, more than likely to me, because they're separate companies, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Soul Eater is under one publisher, and Fire Force is under another. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure Soul Eater was Shogakukan. I might be off on that. Either way, more than likely what that means is next is Soul World, in terms of next is Soul Eater, essentially confirming that Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater. That's all I think what was done with that ending. Again, I could be totally off. I don't know the context of it. I don't know what happened in the last 130 chapters or something like that. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to assume that next is Soul World is just confirming that in his own head canon, I guess you could say, or it is canon because it is, he's the creator at the end of the day. Atsushi Okubo was saying that Fire Force is indeed a prequel to Soul Eater. That's what I got out of that. But again, it could be that's the big announcement or something like that. He's gonna, you know, end Fire Force and start Soul World, and it's gonna be a big crossover. Again, I don't know how that would work. That would be insane though, a crossover between Soul Eater and Fire Force. Again, I don't know. I mean, Atsushi Okubo could turn into like the way Hiro Mashima is, and you know, have big crossovers with his big series and stuff like that. But yeah, next is Soul World. Curious what you guys think about that. On the docket is a little manga sales update for the series. You may have heard of it, called Kaiju number 8. It's a more, I guess you would say, fresh series. I believe it started in 2020 if I'm not mistaken, out of Shonen Jump Plus, and it has, I believe, 6 volumes out as of the recording of this video, and it's had some pretty freaking amazing years of content thus far. In fact, in my personal best manga of the year event that I did alongside other big anime and manga content creators from YouTube, we actually gave Kaiju number 8, I want to say it was like the 3rd best manga of 2021. Like, it's been doing great, it's been doing fantastic, and it's had some abnormal success to say the least, considering it's not in a mainstream, you know, physical publication. It's a digital exclusive, so it's really just doing crazy things considering it's a whole new avenue, so to speak, of selling manga and, you know, digital magazine distribution and all that jazz. However, we got a big update. It says here that Kaiju number 8 has reached 6.7 million copies in circulation with volume 6, and oh my god, people are not ready. It's only a few more years, I want to say. Probably, if we're in 2022 right now, somewhere in 2023, I'm guessing we're going to get the big announcement that Kaiju number 8 is getting an anime, because this is like destined to succeed. If it fails, it'll go along the lines of something like Terraform Mars, because that's where I'm at with it right now. I feel like Kaiju number 8 could have that type of Attack on Titan level of success. However, if it fails, it'll go the route of Terraform Mars that we thought would be the next Attack on Titan, and then Terraform Mars became Terraform Mars, yeah. But yeah, 6.7 million copies already, just so freaking astronomical to think about. That is basically averaging over 1 million copies per volume. Kaiju number 8, baby. If you ain't read on it, you ain't check it out, go check it out. I'm telling you, really dope stuff too, because the main character is a little bit older. He's like, I believe 30 if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, gives you a little bit of a feel of like, well, it's a shonen type of story, but with like a older protagonist. How does that work? Kaiju number 8 will show you, and it's, again, freaking awesome so far. Awesome cast, awesome threats, crazy stuff, just really good all the way around. 6.7 million copies. Yeah. Next on the docket is an update on Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man. I kind of feel like I'm just updating on an author that, like, yo, we don't really see him doing too much, and he's doing a whole lot at the same time, because technically, like, yeah, we're waiting for Chainsaw Man 2, and we're waiting for the Chainsaw Man anime, but he's still been dropping bombs. Like, that Look Back one shot that he dropped last year was easily one of my favorite things that I read last year, so I gotta commend him for that. So don't mistake for a second when I say he's not doing too much. He's doing a whole lot, but he's not doing too much of what we particularly initially fell in love with his storytelling for, which, well, a lot of us at the very least. I know there's some people that Fire Punch was there first for them, but yeah, Chainsaw Man. It says here, Tatsuki Fujimoto's short stories collection 17 through 21, which was one volume. It was called 17 through 21, and the other one is 22 through 26, are respectively the 2nd and 3rd best-selling volume ones in Japan's 2021 fourth quarter. Basically, from October to December, Tatsuki Fujimoto had the 2nd and 3rd best-selling volume ones. It's interesting, like, it looks like nowadays more and more they're pushing, whenever an author starts to blow up, to start adding characteristics and adding certain things to the authors. Like, they build a brand at the same time, not only just like, hey, he wrote something really cool. Like, look at Hiro Mashima. Like, honestly, Hiro Mashima would be one of the top manga creators that I would love to collaborate with, not because of the levels of success he's reached. There's obviously, you know, more popular authors out there, but just because he looks like there's just so much to him. There's so much creativity. There's so much more to him, and that's really dope. And it seems like Tatsuki Fujimoto, you know, the way he goes out of Jump, his final comments is, see ya. Like, he has a interesting personality. And I want to say there was even this video one time that I saw, like, trending around on YouTube and whatnot, of Tatsuki Fujimoto, the actual person before he blew up and whatnot. He was doing something like really weird, like jumping around in a video or something. So a funny dude all around, and either way, it's really dope to hear his work has reached that level of success, that like, yo, these are one shots. Imagine when Chainsaw Man comes back. That's one thing that I do want to say, and I haven't made a video on this, and I may make a big full-length video on this at some given point. Hopefully Chainsaw Man, they're not letting it burn out the flame. And what I mean by that is, yo, dog, there ain't nothing Chainsaw Man right now. They ain't no, like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't no anime, they ain't no manga, they ain't no video game, nothing going on right now. So when it does return with the anime and the manga part 2 and all that stuff, how much of the fan base and how much of that love and waiting is still going to be left? Opposed to, like, you know, when Demon Slayer ended, we still got the anime ongoing, so we're gonna keep on, you know, waiting every year and whatnot, and there's still like the spin-off mangas and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they didn't prepare enough, and I feel like maybe because of also like the nature of Chainsaw Man, that, like, you know, it's a big chainsaw for a head, you need 3D CG and stuff like that to make that happen. Maybe it was a bit more than they can chew, because also they understand people absolutely despise CG when it's in their 2D animation. So yeah, that could also be an issue. But yeah, really interesting and very different of an approach they've taken with Chainsaw Man thus far. And Tatsuki Fujimoto, he's still cooking up. I think he's probably going to release one more one-shot, I want to say they said, and then we're going to get Chainsaw Man, but we'll see what the climate is looking like. I feel like there's still a strong possibility that majority of the fans are going to show up regardless. They're waiting patiently or whatnot, but, you know, an anime already, it's been a year since the manga ended and it was announced and all that jazz. Like, yeah, we'll see though, I guess. Moving forward, updates on Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest seem to be on the way in terms of the anime. Yeah, I know it's been a minute now since the Fairy Tail anime and manga had ended, the original run, and then it was a few years back that essentially a sequel manga titled Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest had started, and it was literally Fairy Tail. It straight up is, it's Fairy Tail. It's Lucy, or it's all the characters, same cast characters. It almost feels like Hiro Mashima was so torn on ending Fairy Tail that he was like, well, what about if I end Fairy Tail but I don't end Fairy Tail? What about if I just make literally Fairy Tail continue and just take off the branding or change the branding and whatnot and have somebody, I think somebody else does the art or somebody else writes it, one or the other. I want to say Hiro Mashima writes it and somebody else does the art for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, and then Hiro Mashima does everything for Eden Zero. I could be wrong on the Eden Zero part, but I'm almost certain it's completely Hiro Mashima minus his staff and whatnot. But either way, yeah, we've been waiting for a minute now because we had the big announcement that Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest is getting an anime, and we just got a little update here that it says from volume 19 of Eden Zero, that's probably one of the latest ones I'd imagine, a little info about the anime adaptation of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Details and information will be announced at any time in Weekly Shonen Magazine. Stay tuned. Announcements should be coming soon. So at the very least, that means that they're prepping up. They're giving a little bit of promo about like, hey, you know, the anime and whatnot, which that's not the biggest update in the world. Honestly, it's just like a little blurb on pushing a book or whatnot. But that does mean that they want to keep people in the loop that Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, because if we just got the announcement not that long ago, I want to say it was a few months back that we got the big announcement of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest getting an anime, then I want to say maybe by the end of this year we could see something with the Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime. And at the very least, in the meantime, they can be like, that's one of the cool things that Weekly Shonen Jump does. Like, they'll show you the character designs each and every week. Like, here's 3 more character designs for the upcoming, you know, My Hero movie or whatever. Like, they'll do things like that to get the fans hyped. They should do more of that. Like, okay, can we get some character designs for the upcoming Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime? So yeah, just in a nutshell, them giving once again a heads up of like, hey, Fairy Tail anime, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime in particular is on the way. Keep on the lookout. So hopefully, again, they'll throw some like more, you know, character designs and stuff like that as we approach, just to see what things are looking like. But from somebody that has read a good chunk of the Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest manga, it's literally Fairy Tail continued on, and like maybe a slight difference in the art style, nothing drastic, nothing that is really like, oh my god, like if you're with the trained eye, yeah, sure, you're gonna catch it, but for the most part, you should be good. Yeah, but Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime updates incoming. Hopefully we get something again soon. I'm interested. I wonder if A1 Pictures is still gonna be the ones doing it, or since they already did Fairy Tail, they're probably not gonna want to get that. I don't know. A1's been real iffy lately. Either way, yeah, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime coming with some news sometime. Okay, people, next up we got the top 10 best-selling manga series of the week. Not the volumes, the series themselves as a collective. So let's start off at number 10. We got Bakemonogatari. That's an interesting and familiar name. With 58,818. That's crazy. They're still releasing more Bakemonogatari, or is this just like back order stuff? Because again, this is the full collective. Like, is this just, you know, stuff that from old issues, old volumes and stuff like that. Then we got at number 9, Oshi no Ko. I'm not familiar with that one, but 72,000 there. 8, My Dressed Up Darling, that I just can't escape. I just see it everywhere. 106,000. I probably should check it out again. I'm not familiar with it, but I haven't heard anything horrible like it's hentai, so yeah. Then we got at number 7, Uma Musume Cinderella Gray with 109,000. Then at number 6, something a little familiar there, My Hero Academia, 129,000. Dope stuff. Then we got at number 5, this series that I don't understand where this came from and just started blowing up like this, but Mystery to Unakari, however you pronounce that shit, because some people say that's not a L, that's a I. But either way, at number 5 with 135,000. Dope stuff. And then going up is the usual suspects. Number 4, Kimetsu no Yaiba, aka Demon Slayer, 179. Number 3, Jujutsu Kaisen, 200. Number 2, Kingdom, 373. That's interesting that Tokyo Revengers actually topped the charts with 699,000. I thought it was starting to fall down a little bit, but probably a bunch of those back volumes, maybe they're not charting, but they're all still doing a few thousand a piece. That is allowing the Tokyo Revengers, I guess you would say, you know, franchise itself to sell a lot. But holy cow, yeah, 699,000, outdoing everybody, including Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. And Kingdom just always there. Always, you can expect at the very least when there's sales going on, as long as Kingdom is going, Kingdom will be there with or without an anime or a butchered anime, whatever. But yeah, people, that was the top 10 best-selling manga series of the week. We went through it pretty quick, but yeah, for the most part, a lot of familiar suspects, things that you can expect. Okay, people, next up, just a little bit of updates for the upcoming Boruto anime and manga related stuff, in particular with the novels, in case you don't remember, in case you missed it. It was just recently, a couple months back, that we talked about over at Jump Festa, what went down for the Boruto announcements, and it was very, very interesting, to say the least, of a Festa, in terms of it didn't really offer up new things. Like, majority of the Jump Festa for the Boruto Naruto stage was literally recaps of the series, like all the way up beginning of Naruto. Like, nobody needed that, especially for like a big super stage at Jump Festa. What was that all about? But there was, amongst other things that were announced, some things I guess you would say that is kind of interesting, because hey, if it's potentially going to affect the anime, hell, if it's new manga, let's see what's going on here. And according to this recently in V Jump magazine, it says here, thanks to Abdul Zoldak, V Jump magazine advert pages highlighting that the Sasuke Retsuden novel and the Konohashiden novel will be receiving a manga adaptation. No announcement dates as of yet, but we know they're scheduled to release by the end of 2022. And if they're doing this again fairly recent, I'm guessing if they're going to release it as like chapters or just like straight up books, I'm guessing it's going to be like chapters, right, on the apps and whatnot. These are probably going to come fairly soon, especially if it's chapters and they're going to do it like on a consistent basis. These are coming soon. Either way, however they decide to release them, straight up as books or chapters on apps or whatever the case may be, they're probably coming soon, I'm guessing. We're in February. I'm guessing no later than summer, and even then I'm probably pushing, because if they're putting adverts now, like, why could, you know, I mean, guess to keep it in the people's, you know, subconscious, but still. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited for both of them. I'm excited just in general that they're gonna do different things. Hopefully they're gonna take this material and, you know, some of the stuff that wasn't adapted yet and make some stuff for the anime, because I ain't gonna lie, right now, as it stands where the Boruto anime is, and I don't want to go too in depth with it or whatnot, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the arc and what's going on. Like, I've tried to watch it, it's just like, I can't do it. I can't do it right now, so I've kind of been letting it simmer a little bit, see if I try again to jump back. But with stories like those, the ones out of the novels, because everything I hear about the novel stories, they're great, so they need to hurry up and get these manga adaptations of these novels, and then throw some of this stuff into the anime, and, you know, maybe have a couple arcs. Also, I believe a lot of these novels kind of center around the previous generation, like the Sasuke, Sakura's, Naruto, stuff like that, even more into my interest. Like, if I'm just being 100% honest with you, I'm always going to want to watch something or be more excited about something, especially when it's heavily, you know, in the plot or whatnot, when it's the characters that I care about more. Like, if you know what I'm saying, I'm always gonna feel that way. I'm not gonna hide that, like, oh, no. I appreciate Boruto. I enjoy the Boruto series. I've been talking about it. I've been hyping it when people said it was trash, all of that good stuff. I've been there for Boruto, but that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the characters of Naruto and the series that I was with way longer more. That's just the way things go. It's not that I'm putting one down or putting one up. But yeah, I probably would have preferred getting a series, you know, about Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, opposed to having a Boruto one. And this was something also stemming from a meme that I shared, and people attacking me like, oh my god, yeah, that was my preference. I still really enjoy Boruto, and I have a great time with it. yeah. And I went way off the rails there, but yeah, they're pimping out that they got these novel to manga adaptations coming soon for some of the novels and whatnot of Naruto. Yeah, look out for them. Next up, it seems as though Shonen Jump is really keeping an eye out for new talent. It seems as though they're at an expansive point right now in terms of the company, in terms of bringing in new staff, hiring new people, getting more new blood involved, and this is another example of this, because it seems as though they're searching for new talent and they're using new methods and new like rewards, so to speak, to get this new talent interested in what they got going on and see if they can bring in new people, because I can only imagine how many people are interested in being and working with Shonen Jump and how many people they've recycled through already. I'm sure they want to find, like, you know, that next Masashi Kishimoto, that next Tite Kubo, that next Eiichiro Oda. Well, let's read what's going on here. Shonen Jump Plus establishes quarterly award to seek out new manga talent, which, by the way, there is a differentiating factor, big one, between Shonen Jump and Jump Plus. They're the same, you know, still under the same publisher and all that jazz, but Shonen Jump Plus is, at the very least for me, starting to look more like it's all ages, maybe technically more for older people in a way, and Jump probably is going to go back to how it used to be, but that's a whole different story. Either way, again, Shonen Jump Plus establishes quarterly award to seek out new manga talent. Some of the hottest manga today, like Spy X Family and Kaiju number 8, got their start on Shonen Jump Plus. The website serializes a long list of titles from Shonen Jump, other Shueisha publications, and many running exclusively on the site, and starting right now, they're looking for the next big talent for their website. The Shonen Jump Plus Manga Award will run 4 times a year, once per season, as a permanent fixture on the site, meaning there will always be a deadline to shoot for. They're looking for Japanese language one-shots of any length, though the page does gently guide readers towards a list of one-shots for a general idea of their page counts. In black and white or color, submitted digitally or by post. Professional and amateur artists are welcome to apply, so long as the one-shot itself has never been published professionally and isn't entered in any other competitions. Manga previously published non-commercially on websites or social media are permitted. Also, and importantly, artists retain the copyright to their entries, so you don't run the risk of forfeiting the right to your own work by entering. In the lead up to the first competition, Jump Plus manga artists will be sharing art of their own to cheer on entrants. Kicking things off as a piece from Tatsuya Endo of Anya Forger from Spy X Family. 3 winning one-shots will be chosen each season and published on the Shonen Jump Plus website, as well as prizes of 1 million yen, 500,000 yen, and 300,000 yen for first, second, and third places. Finalists will receive 100,000 yen. The first Jump Plus Manga Award deadline is May 31st, with any late entries rolling over to the next season's competition. The next 3 deadlines fall on August 31st, 2022, November 30th, 2022, and February 28th, 2023. And I see this as big opportunities again for would-be authors. Unfortunately, they're looking for Japanese language, so if you don't know how to write in Japanese and you're not familiar with Japanese, then unfortunately this does give you a bit of a handicap. I mean, hey, if you know somebody that knows Japanese, definitely use all the resources possible, and possibly you can make it happen. They have a guideline, but you could probably write a 10-page one-shot, and if you make the best, most banging 10-page one-shot ever, your thing could go. So who knows, right? This could be a good opportunity, and you retain the copyright to your work, so it's not like Jump can come and say, oh, no, we own this now, this is ours, no matter how big it gets. So get some exposure, get some bank right there, whole bunch of good stuff. Yeah, so Shonen Jump's the new contest. You could potentially, do some big things and get your name out there and possibly get your work published in a bigger fashion. Who knows, right? Huge story. I believe it was announced about a day or two ago at this particular point regarding Funimation and Crunchyroll. Now, in case you don't know, it's been said for a while now that Funimation and Crunchyroll, it was confirmed actually, they did a merger, right? They merged together. They ultimately became one under Sony. Sony basically started buying all sorts of stuff, and yeah, it's kind of changed drastically the landscape of anime companies, I guess, in the West at this particular point, because I remember back then too, it was like Funimation, Viz Media, there was like a small little handful, and now there's like Netflix and Sony. It's wild, crazy, but nevertheless, Funimation and Crunchyroll had done a merger. However, up until about a few days ago, they still seemingly almost operated as 2 separate entities altogether. And what I mean by that is Funimation still had its own app and its library and some exclusives that only were on Funimation, and Crunchyroll likewise as well. And ultimately, Crunchyroll doesn't have a ton of, or didn't have a ton of the dubs that Funimation has, and just in general, their libraries were still kind of the same. They didn't merge into one big thing or anything like that. However, according to this news, it has finally come to day, and from what I gathered the first time around reading this, it feels like to me one of these companies are going to be dissolving essentially into the other, and one of them come 2 years from now, 3 years from now, will be a thing of the past, and it'll just be one. And I'm not referring to Sony when I'm putting that combo together. You'll understand here in a sec. Let's read. Funimation content moving to Crunchyroll for world's largest anime library. Huge news. Anime just powered up. Funimation, which serves millions of anime fans in over 52 countries and 10 languages, will be unifying under the Crunchyroll brand. The move will include Funimation's subsidiary Wakanim, as well as Crunchyroll's VRV, to create one subscription service for our anime fans worldwide. Yeah, so right there, automatically that's saying that they're gonna just probably wipe out in general, like the separation, of course, but also possibly it might birth a new company per se, maybe Funny Roll or Crunchymation-esque, if that makes any sense. What does this mean? This means all your anime all on one platform starting today. Tons of shows and movies from Funimation and Wakanim will begin arriving on Crunchyroll. I've never even heard of Wakanim, but okay. So you get more dubs, more subs, more everything. And by the way, no shade to Wakanim, the platform. I just never heard of them, honestly. That includes titles available now like My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, and Yu Yu Hakusho, which, by the way, upon all of this, you know, I'm anime manga for life, dog. I did watch a few episodes of Hakusho when it was on Crunchyroll. I was like, okay, yeah, I think this is going to work excellent. Okay, excellently, I guess you would say, yeah. Because, yeah, there's a lot of shows. I hate having to go through different apps. Never been a fan of some apps per se, so this is working out greatly. But again, let's continue. This also means new series in the upcoming spring season, the biggest on record. Stay tuned. And beyond will only stream on Crunchyroll. Moving forward, Funimation will only add new episodes of continuing series, which means Funimation users will want to move to a Crunchyroll account as soon as possible. Kind of sounds like right there it's telling us who's leaving at the very least first before potentially a new company comes all together or something there. But that's very interesting. Like, so if you have a Funimation account, you'll want to move over to a Crunchyroll account. That's why now, as a welcome to the new Crunchyroll family, Funimation, Wakanim, and VRV subscribers get a special deal for 60 days of Crunchyroll Premium free. Over the next few days, qualified Funimation, Wakanim, and VRV subscribers will receive an email with their unique link to redeem. And so, yeah, basically all of Funimation is going to be going on to Crunchyroll, which essentially means that there will be no need for Funimation. On top of that, I had seen a comment, I believe it was a reply actually, from Funimation, if I'm not mistaken, either Funimation or Crunchyroll, to one of the fans talking about, well, what's going to happen? What do I do? And ultimately they told him, yeah, essentially go ahead, cancel your Funimation subscription and come on over to Crunchyroll. Essentially, it looks like in a couple of years Funimation will be known as defunct, or they might turn Funimation into something different, maybe a different department altogether, but it won't be an anime distributor. That's definitely for certain. They're seemingly going into the one brand motto and kind of clunking it all together, which I ain't gonna lie, this is a good and a bad thing. Great because all our stuff is going to be in one place. All of it is going to be good. Bad because, first of all, you're gonna see that price. You know how we've been paying. Like, for example, if you've been with Crunchyroll for the most part, you've been paying between like what, $5 and $7, something along the lines of that. Once all of this is all said and done, and they have the record-breaking largest anime library ever in existence, yeah, you see how Netflix is starting to go woo. It's gonna be the same thing. Trust me, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a really scary time once it gets to cable prices and stuff like that, and we have like multiple different, like, hey, if I want to watch these shows, I have to go there. There's always, put on my Luffy hat and start pirate life. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Just there's so much change happening in the anime distribution landscape, where companies are going under, companies are selling off. What we just talked about, Sentai Filmworks sold to AMC, which I didn't see that one coming, and again, it's going to be interesting. Man, it's going to be a sad day if ever discotheque media were to ever really disappear, man, because they really are a cool company, man. They license the titles that, you know, you thought were forgotten, nobody cared about, or just in general didn't perform the greatest, but, you know, there's a lot of hardcore fans like Beelzebub and Katakyo Hitman Reborn. Like, shout out to discotheque. I don't know, small little ad there, but yeah, well, not ad. No, I wasn't paid to say that. I just wanted to do that because I really rock with what they do and stuff like that. But yeah, Funimation and Crunchyroll merger really going to the next level in terms of, it seems as though Funimation is going to be going away and its library is going to be going over to Crunchyroll, and that could mean, again, you know, the monopoly part is starting to take effect, where how many more anime companies are there out there? How many can even give competition, especially in the streaming world, where Netflix was already a giant before anime. Now that they're in the anime realm, you know, they're putting a lot of money into things like securing the exclusive rights to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and stuff like that, like Funimation and Crunchyroll. Wow, Funimation, again, what would you put the name as if they do decide to dissolve one and eventually dissolve the other into one big company? Funnyroll, Crunchymation, something totally different? Let me know in the comments, lads. But moving on, next up, Dr. Stone fans, it is with heartbreaking news that I bring this to you, and I believe this is about to happen this upcoming Sunday. Dr. Stone is officially ending. Dr. Stone is officially done this upcoming Sunday. It says here that Dr. Stone by Richiro Inagaki and Boichi has officially ended with chapter 232 in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 14 after 5 years of serialization. I am honestly shocked. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of wow, yo, because, you know, we just talked about, and I just said, yeah, it's 2 chapters, but it really was 2 chapters and it's really over, and they were talking about the climax not that long ago. Wow. And the wait for the anime, maybe that's why they pushed back the anime. Maybe they're gonna just do one big run. Maybe the anime they were gonna keep going with like 11 more episodes, and then Inagaki and Boichi were like, we're ending it soon, let them know. And they were like, oh, okay, plans changed. Now we're probably gonna get something really rushed. I'll be honest with you. Maybe they threw out their pre-production and everything, and they're gonna just go crazy with the anime. Who knows though? Who knows? But then also, I guess, just a little bit of news is that Dr. Stone will receive a special manga chapter before the Dr. Stone Ryusei TV anime special airs in summer 2022. So you can look forward to at least another chapter incoming. But yeah, that's the end of Dr. Stone, and I am not caught up to the manga at all. I am anime only. I don't know if I will. I'll just keep it honest with you. There's just not enough time, and Dr. Stone is one of those things where I really enjoy the anime, although I know the manga's better. I know. But yeah, wow, it's really over. I know some of the dudes that I know that rock with Dr. Stone very heavily, like the guys at Project Manga. Woo! Sorry, boys, it is done. And by no means am I making fun of y'all, because I know I'd be heartbroken as hell. Like, you know, when Black Clover comes to an end, eventually I'm gonna be heartbroken as hell. You know what I'm saying? So definitely not making fun of you, because when the anime ends of Dr. Stone, I'm gonna be sad as hell too. I just hope, oh my god, I hope this isn't a case of like what happened with Promised Neverland, how the manga ended abruptly, like not abruptly, but you know, kind of, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of turmoil towards the end of that. Then all of a sudden we got that Flash animation. Oh, for the love of God, don't go that way. But yeah, people, it is official. Dr. Stone, it is over. Done. Wow, like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, these are 2 creatives between Boichi and, yeah, I was about to end the segment, but real quick, these are 2 creatives between Boichi and Richiro Inagaki that I am looking forward to their next work, because first of all, whatever is illustrated by Boichi is going to look godlike, you know that, and Richiro Inagaki created something very different and unique with Dr. Stone. So yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever they got. I'm going to be on board, especially, I'll keep it honest with you, I want to see more of that art. That Boichi art is beautiful. Yeah. Okay, people, next up. Now, it was actually updated and confirmed what's going on with Fullmetal Alchemist. Y'all know in a recent episode of Forever News, we talked about that ultimately there was an image and a release for a big Fullmetal Alchemist 20th anniversary project, and it showed Scar and his arm, and the arm looked real. It looked like this was supposed to be like potentially for a live action project. Now we got info on it, what's going down. Let's read and we'll talk about it. Fullmetal Alchemist anime's lead reads, narrate live-action sequel film special trailer. The official website for the live-action Fullmetal Alchemist films began streaming a special trailer for Hagane no Renki Jutsuchi, aka Fullmetal Alchemist Final Chapter, The Avengers Scar, and Fullmetal Alchemist Final Chapter, The Last Transmutation, the 2 upcoming sequel films on Wednesdays. So there's going to be 2 films. Wow, there's been a little bit of info since last time. I thought this was an update, following that announcement. But yeah, it says the trailer features narration by Romy Park and Ri Kugimiya, the voice actresses of Alphonse and Ed Elric in the anime. The original manga creator Hiromu Arakawa is creating a new illustration for the bonus to be detailed later that film goers will receive. And there's an image there of Ed with like his arm broken. So I believe this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, covering the finale of Fullmetal Alchemist. Maybe the live action didn't do that, and this is these 2 films that, because yeah, there's going to be 2. There's The Last Transmutation, and then there's the one about Scar. It seems, yeah, it's going to be depicting the story's final battle, and it opens on June 24th. Keep it real, I've heard nothing but bad things for the most part about the Fullmetal Alchemist live action. I probably watched years ago, maybe like 15 minutes, and I fell asleep. I was like, no, I'm gonna go have a little bit of a nap now, lads. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really remember much of it, and everybody says that it stinked. So I don't know. What am I supposed to say? Like, I'm not looking forward to this. I don't think that there's many people that are looking forward to this. Maybe there are. I don't know. Maybe let me know out there. If anybody watching this right now, Fullmetal Alchemist fans, are you excited for this? Are you looking forward to this film? These 2 films, the final films with Scar and the final chapter and all that jazz. What did you think about? Because I heard some people were complaining like Winry's hair was not blonde, I think, or something like that. I don't know. It's just a mess. It's a mess. But yeah, so June 24th in Japan, they'll be depicting the story's final battles. But I don't know. I'm not excited for this. I'll just keep it real. I don't want to lie to you guys, but maybe some of you are, and I don't want to damper that experience either. So for Fullmetal Alchemist fans, you can look forward to the final 2 films, which again, I don't know what else you could really do with this IP, honestly, considering what people want is more story, unless you open up the wound of Ed and Al that they just went through a living nightmare and have something else pop up from a different dimension and say that, the rules of equivalent exchange has been changed and they lost their body and arm again. Like, you could do stuff like that, but it would just feel like such a slap in the face to all of the hardship they went through if, no happy ending, no. But yeah, there's that. Fullmetal Alchemist live action films, more of them incoming. Next up, people, we got the weekly Shonen Jump author comments. Let's take a look. We got Boichi from Dr. Stone. It's been 5 years with this amazing, beautiful, hot, and dynamic series known as Dr. Stone. It's crazy to think. Wow, man, I'm still shocked that it's over. Wow. Then we got Yuto Suzuki, Sakamoto Days. I bought a good pillow. I haven't used it yet, but I'm hoping it improves the quality of my sleep. Okay. We got Eiichiro Oda, creator of One Piece. All meat gets softer by soaking it in salt water. I can't wait to try this technique for a barbecue. I feel like that's a metaphor for what's about to happen in the One Piece manga. Okay, I'm like a chapter behind because I haven't even been able to read the chapters as of recent. So yeah, I'm gonna see what that's about. But that sounds like a new technique with Luffy. Okay. Then we got Kohei Horikoshi, author of My Hero Academia. My Baishoujo figure collection is a little embarrassing, so I keep it in my refrigerator. The lighting is good. What? Alrighty then, we got Hajime Komodo. There's a thing called sky burial where birds scatter your remains. I want to do cat burial. Meow, meow. What? Bizarre as hell. Alrighty then, Hajime Komodo. I think being a mangaka is starting to get to you, fam. It's kicking in. Then I wanted to read this one by Hideo Shinkai, author of the new serialized series Earthchild. They said, please check out my other works, Soul Catchers, Lightwing, and Shunkan Tante Hayayo Harameki. I can't even, oh god, yeah, I'm doing terrible. Yeah, wow, self-promotion in one of your first author comments. Okay then, dog. I wonder how the brass feel about that over at Shueisha. Like, hey, how dare you? Or it's all jump for the most part anyway. I think most of those titles. Then we got a long one from Gary Akutami, author of Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been slowly gaining weight on a 3 steps forward, 2 steps back schedule, but now I may have gone too far to come back, and boy do I feel it. I've been just reckless lately. Forgive me my body, cause I know you're my temple. Alright. Doran Dororan by Gen Osuka. My green and hard tomatoes ripen to red and soft in just a few days. Veggies are amazing. Okay, want to note that he's second to last in the author comments. Interesting. And then dead last again, which is very terrible. Yujikaku Ayashimon. I'm thinking I really should have used the week off to think up a bunch of comments for this section. Hey, keep it up. You might not be in this section much longer there, buddy. Just throwing that in there. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for both of them, and I like both of them, especially Ayashimon. I might start backing off. I might just start, like, because again, I'm already feeling the heartbreak incoming. I might just back off and say, you know what? No. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little bit behind on Doran. I'm about a chapter behind, I think, or 2 maybe on Ayashimon. Just want to throw that in there. That they're in the back of the magazine. That's never ever a good sign. And yeah, Yujikaku, think of some comments. It's gonna be the last chapter of Ayashimon, and he's gonna be like, damn, I still can't think of anything. Yes, I finally found one. I'll tell you in the next chapter. Oh, there is no next chapter. Okay, people, next up, just a small little update from the creator of Bleach, something that he did that's really dope. Y'all know with all the situation that's going on with the Ukraine and Russia. Terrible stuff going on over there. The creator of Bleach, to show some support to Ukraine, drew a special illustration of Ichigo from Bleach, and I ain't gonna lie, I absolutely love this one. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this isn't a conventional colored one, like, you know, supposed to look like real life or anything like that, or like, you know, the anime, or, you know, this is being very abstract with the coloring. It meshes so freaking well. The blues look so good together with the yellow, and just in general, it looks awesome. I absolutely love it. Shout outs to Kubo. You know, I love seeing authors, you know, taking a stand in their beliefs. I know it's a scary thing to do because you never know what's going to happen in this climate of cancel culture and all that stuff. But yeah, this is really dope. I absolutely love this. Again, shout outs to Taite Kubo, and holy shit, yo, the year of Bleach return, and it feels more and more real with every update we get of Bleach, you know, considering we've had stretches of what feels like years of no updates on Bleach. Now getting all this really cool stuff from Club Outside with Taite Kubo, which almost feels like Kubo's like, just, oh my god, it not even almost feels like it is. It's obvious that Kubo is really a great marketer. The fact that he knew, well, okay, we signed the contract, Bleach is returning for the anime, let me open up some side hustle so I can ride that wave while it's going. Like, yo, this is my baby. I created Bleach, okay? So if y'all gonna put out that anime, yeah, that's gonna be a cool bag. I'm sure they gave him some money and all that good stuff for the license fee and all of that jazz. Ultimately, yo, he could go cake up on a whole side thing. This could be a great start to Taite Kubo doing other things that maybe could lead him outside of Bleach. Maybe he don't want to do Bleach no more. Maybe he only really wants to do it here and there. Maybe this could lead to other opportunities. Maybe this could lead Kubo to doing fashion. Maybe this could lead him to other avenues, because now he's not doing a serialized work. It's just his work is taking life from, you know, what he did years ago now at this particular point, and he could use it to market himself as outside of just Bleach. Maybe he wants to do something else, or maybe he wants to go, you know, there's so many different ways, and I can tell that probably Kubo feels free, and that's why we're not getting a rushed, you know, Burn the Witch 2. Like, it's like, hey, it'll happen when it happens, because I'm enjoying creating when I want to create and how I want to create. And again, just shout outs to this artwork. I can't stress enough. This looks freaking amazing. Okay, people, and lastly, we got a few updates for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. For starters, there was a new trailer that was recently released showing more butt kicking with Piccolo and Gohan, and I've heard all sorts of really cool stuff. But then also we got this visual. It says here, Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie second key visual reveal. Movie scheduled for April 2022 of 2022, or April 22nd of 2022, shall I say. And this image is of those two alpha and gamma looking Red Ribbon Army characters versus Piccolo and Gohan. And I've heard some really funny hubbub about Piccolo and how he's going real light skin lately. Like, don't tell me they're doing Piccolo the light skin treatment now. Come on, Piccolo, what y'all doing there? We see y'all, but nah, I'm pretty sure it's the lighting from his hand beam in that shot. And ultimately, it looks freaking awesome. The shot at the very least. I wish, you know, the movie was gonna look like this. Like, I keep it a buck, and I'm always gonna say it. I rather just keep it real, because I feel like there's also a lot of validity to what I say when I say that. This is the least excited I've been for a Dragon Ball film. With all of that being said, I'm still the least excited. Like, that looks awesome. That's not, first of all, what we're getting in the film. It's gonna look a little different because CG looks a little different than that, you know, in motion and whatnot. I don't even know, man. I'm just thinking about it. It's kind of like burning me up a little bit of like, this looks so cool. If this was like in the animation style of Broly, I would have zero complaints. And maybe this is a thing that is going to be just a learning curve, because I feel like CG is unfortunately here to stay. And we're going to have to get used to it. And it kind of sucks. But I feel like unless we all collectively work together to, like, you know, really band together and say, hey, we want this to make moves. I don't know. This is the least I've heard people talking about a Dragon Ball movie as well. So there's that. There'll be like one conversation about, oh, look at Gohan. Oh, he's with Piccolo. Like, and I think that that's also what they're banking on. Like, forget about the 3D stuff. What about your nostalgia for Gohan and Piccolo and their relationship? Like, look at that. Like, I think that's the moves that they're trying to make. And I don't know. Also, there's rumors about Cell returning and stuff. So we'll see. Either way, yeah, new Dragon Ball superhero movie visual. The visual looks really cool. I am, to a certain degree, at the very least out of curiosity, definitely interested in watching this film. And I'm going to watch this film. It's just, also, Toei's lately been way out of pocket. Way out of pocket. They've been doing too much, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, people, those were all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, anything I didn't cover, anything you want me to cover in future episodes. It felt great to be back. I'm not even gonna lie, it feels great. This is always, you know, it's so much fun. It's honestly just so much fun to sit here, talk about stuff, the updates of the stuff that I love, bring the information to you guys, and just be back doing what I love. Yeah. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. I'm FORNEVERWORLD, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of FORNEVERNEWS. Have an awesome day.